After the massive shit stain that Sony left on the gaming world with the release and less than 2 weeks closure of Concord, we get arguably one of the best releases of this year, and that's Astro Bot. There are a total of 44 trophies, including the platinum, and the difficulty I would say is around a 4 out of 10, not meaning that the game was any less of infuriating at times, but more on that later. The game starts off very peaceful until a booger shows up and steals a chip from our ship, ultimately making it explode, scattering around all of the bots and the PS5 parts. The goal of the game is to go between 5 different galaxies, trying to find and rescue all of the bots as well as rebuilding our console. We start off in Sky Garden, where we get our first trophy for finding and rescuing our first bot, and getting our first puzzle piece. These pieces are used to build a bigger picture, which unlocks additional stations, like for example a changing room or a gacha machine. Also, each level contains one or more VIP bots, which are basically mascots from different Sony IPs or even from third-party games. For example, on this level we get to rescue Ratchet and Rivet. We continue with the level until we stumble upon our first gadget that enables us to fly by making us look like one of the Concord heroes. With that, we fully finish the first level with all puzzle pieces and bots. On the next one, we manage to find and unlock the Lost Galaxy. This just provides us with additional levels that we can complete whenever we want for more bots and puzzle pieces. We continue on our way and we get introduced to 2 new gadgets, one being these boxing gloves that can punch stuff and even mouth fist enemies.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
With this we get a trophy for double fisting enemies at the same time. The other gadget is this good boy that makes us fly forward. With his help we break open some boxes and slam that bad boy for a trophy. Upon completing all galaxy levels, we are met with a boss fight. In this instance, it's a giant gorilla that for some reason has huge beef with us, so without thinking too much about it, we beat his ass and rescue Jimmy. And no, we are not talking about Mr. Beast. With that out of the way, we unlock the final level of the galaxy, which is always themed around a Sony IP. Since we rescued Jimmy, again it's not Mr. Beast, we get the privilege of playing as him and chase around monkeys with the sole goal of capturing them. By completing each special level, we get one of the ship parts, fixing up the PS5 memory and slotting it in nets us the unforgettable trophy. Along with it, we managed to complete a full puzzle, which unlocks the license to spend trophy and the gacha lab. Thank you Sony for feeding my addiction. I went back to the galaxy to finish up some smaller levels on the side. Each one of them rewards you with 1 bot for completing them, and this earned me the trophy for collecting all bots in the first galaxy. After taking a break and coming back, we unlock the second galaxy and of course the bully is still being a dick. On the very first level we get our next unique gadget, and that's a monkey. So he can clap some cheeks, open up shells, and we see a return of the swinging and climbing mechanic from Master's Playroom. With the help of our new friend, we are able to throw rocks at this skeleton mini-boss in order to review some platforms. This helps us climb the boss and brutally rips his head off, oh my god. Next up we squirt on this tree to make it grow, and for some reason he decided to start singing. I didn't appreciate that, so I decided to squirt in his mouth to make him shut up. At the end of the galaxy we fight this octopusy boss that makes use of the boxing gloves we saw previously. He did ultimately put up a fight in the end, but I just punched his teeth in. The special level for this galaxy is themed around God of War, so we get to be Kratos and use the Leviathan, which makes us a power to be reckoned with, and also we can toss the axe to freeze enemies and create new paths. The level even has those pesky ravens that you need to kill, and collecting all 8 of them unlocks the Eyes of the All-Father trophy. After finishing the level by tossing this boar in the iceberg, we get a trophy for rescuing all bots in the second galaxy. We proceed with fixing the second part of the mothership by inserting stuff inside it, and we get solid performance for our troubles. Also, because I'm an epic gamer and I didn't miss a single puzzle piece, we also got Splash and Dash for unlocking the dual speeder garage. The next galaxy starts us off with a gadget that slows time. With the help of it we can slow down these slot machines so we can hit the jackpot and earn ourselves a trophy. Then we find ourselves in this beautiful Japanese onsen style level where we get our next gadget. At first I wasn't sure what it was supposed to do, and I even called it the keychain gadget, but lo and behold, as soon as I stepped into the water it sucked it up like SpongeBob sucked off Patrick. The boss of this galaxy is a giant snake, again another giant animal. What's up with these people? Anyhow, the way to defeat this boss is to knock off the rings on her tail and then uppercut her. Do this a few times and end her life with the final uppercut. This time for the special level we get to play the role of Nathan Drake, so you can imagine what we had to do. A lot of shooting, jumping, and of course we can't have an adventure without running from a boulder. There's also 3 golden eggs scattered throughout the level, and collecting all of them nets us the Lost Legacy. Pure cinema. With that we get to repair the GPU, sword it in for a trophy, complete yet another puzzle, and finally I had to go back to clean up the remaining side levels and unlock thanks very much for rescuing all bots on this galaxy. During the first levels of the next galaxy, I get a trophy for pretending to be a dolphin and jumping through a hoop. At this point you might be wondering, where are the VIP bots? I intentionally skip them because I don't want to ruin the surprise for people that might want to play the game for themselves. Anyway, we get straight to the special level because I want to keep it fresh.
You know what I'm saying?
This one is from a game that I actually haven't played before, and it's called Roku Roku. You control a ball by moving your whole controller to navigate different obstacles, and you can even split into smaller balls to fit into tight crevices. Upon completing the level we get nowhere to hide for rescuing all bots in the galaxy. You should know the drill by now, we shake up the part like my mama used to shake me. Maybe that's why I have some loose screws. We juice it up with monster, else it won't be able to function. Like me. And we get keep it cool for slotting the 4th part. Also we can't forget the puzzle, this one unlocks the safari which contains a camera that we will need for future trophies. At this point we're on the final galaxy before we have to face Mr. Booger. The only notable thing about it is that there was a whole ass level dedicated towards Wipeout, so we get the privilege of rescuing a whole race team. Also the special level, if you haven't guessed where this is going, is dedicated solely to Horizon Forbidden West. We get to use Aloy's bow, and the cool thing about it is that we can actually have a slow-mo when we jump and shoot. There was also a trophy where I had to lead Ubisoft programmed AIs to straight up kill themselves in these wires. The boss on this level is by far the coolest one in my opinion. We are being chased by this T-Rex while riding on the back of a freaking turtle. He will occasionally shoot out rockets that we need to take down before they reach us. By successfully doing that, one or multiple batteries will show up on his body and we need to shoot them up. And by defeating the boss we secure the PS5 covers that look like a toddler got their hands on them first. By placing them on the ship we get the take cover trophy. Now that the ship is finally fixed we can take it to space for the final battle. And let me tell you, this sequence made me giggle like a little child when his favorite show comes up on TV. You basically team up with every bot that you rescue during the game, and each one of them have their own ship. Some would be on the PS3 while others would single-handedly control a PS2 memory card. The boss at the end was very interesting as well. He would bring up a wheel that depending on where it lands, you get that gadget with the corresponding boss mechanic. Anyway, without spoiling anymore, we finally save our cheap friend and we get a lot to process for completing the game. The game is not yet over for us, as we need to rescue all bots, finish up the final puzzle, some miscellaneous trophies, and finally the dreaded endgame challenge run. First off, if you remember from the beginning of the video, I've mentioned the hidden galaxy. Each galaxy contains 2 hidden levels, which means we have 10 total levels to complete. Fortunately, they are shorter than the main levels and only contain 5 bots and 2 puzzle pieces to collect. Finishing and rescuing all bots nets us the Lost and Found trophy. Now with the majority of collectibles done, we need to clean up the remaining bots and puzzle pieces in the crash site. This can be done throughout the game since completing a galaxy unlocks a part of the crash site. I've been doing them on and off, so there's just a few to do. There's also these lucky eggs that you can collect as well, but I'm not sure if they actually contribute to any trophies at all. Anyway, I did manage to rescue all 304 bots. There isn't a trophy for that, and technically you only need 300 for a challenge. Speaking of challenge, I did find the last puzzle piece needed to complete the last picture, which unlocks the master challenge. Throughout the game I've been completing levels that I like to call symbol challenges. That's because each level represents a symbol on the controller. For example, we have the triangle levels, square levels, and so on. These are by far the hardest levels of the game and are extremely challenging. Some of them even made me so mad I had to pause the game and get up for a few minutes. Now by completing this puzzle we get to experience true agony. It's a culmination of all symbol challenges turned up to the max. I can't stress how many times I have died trying to complete this challenge, and the hardest part in my opinion is getting through the first couple of hoops. The next ones you can easily fuck up if you're panicking, which I did a lot. Ultimately, I decided to lock in and beat this challenge once and for all. With the most difficult part out of the way, we can focus on the more trivial matters. First off, the gacha machine. My PTSD is coming back. There are only 2 trophies to get from here, one for getting our first prize, and the other for collecting a total of 150 items from the machine. Even though we only got those 2 trophies, it's an essential part of the game since you can unlock costumes, controller paint, and the rest of the items add a ton of flavor to the crash site. Going back to the trophy list, I noticed that I missed one level based trophy, and that's for capturing a golden butterfly in the escape level. With that, every other trophy is either an interaction with a VIP bot or something wacky, like for example listening to the insides of the ship sing, climbing on top of the ship, taking a picture with the wildlife, punching a bot while they hold something up, or punching a bot while they are forming a wall. Now there will be cameo spoilers ahead, so if you don't want to spoil yourself, click away, but not before liking the video and subscribing.
Yeah, boy.
The first one we will be getting is called KO, and that's for standing between Ryu and Ken while they beat the shit out of us. Next up is Let's Twist It Again for breaking it down with Crash. I know what you might say, where's Crash Platinum, and to that I say, because of your mean comment I decided to beat up Kiryu for no reason, but he forgave me and he got me a trophy. My rage was not sealed yet, so I went to Kratos for a little smack. He did not like that and he threw his axe. Good thing this fatso took the hit and I took a trophy home. I believe I met my maker with this one because he rolled over me. With my humiliating defeat I decided to take up photography and take pictures of the bots. For the last trophy before the platinum, I decided to co-op everyone and dance it out until I get my 100% completion. This was the full Astro Bot Platinum experience. If I had to rate it, I would give it a solid 9. Definitely one of the more enjoyable experiences for me, and the game itself I believe is a 9 as well. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed this style of content and if you'd like to see more. I'll see you in the next adventure.